What is going on, you guys? Ninja here, and today what I have for you guys is going to be another video. Now in this video, it's going to be kind of a negative video, you could say, but it's more so constructive criticism in my eyes. If you guys don't know SCUF Gaming, it's a really popular controller. Almost everyone in the gaming community knows what this is. This is essentially what it looks like. Now obviously I don't have the back of this controller anymore, and no, I did not break this because of rage, and I'll get into that in just a bit here. But the back of the controller has like paddles on it. It's actually right here. You have the paddles on the back of the controller, and essentially what this controller is and like why it's so good is because you can pretty much use X and O on the back of them. So you could jump with this instead of having to press X, and you don't have to take your fingers off the joysticks. You only really just have to press this, and then it coordinates X, and this is also like O. So it's super nice. Like SCUF Gaming, they're really like nice controllers. Really, like, they're almost not essential in the gaming community, but I feel like a lot of people almost are like, I need a SCUF to play Call of Duty. But guys, today this video is going to be kind of like a little review about SCUF and honestly my personal experiences, and I'm gonna just go through it, like, for the past couple years that I've had SCUF controllers and stuff. Now my first SCUF controller actually broke because of rage, so I can't really say that was their fault. I broke my first SCUF controller, that was my fault. I'll take all credit for that. Now the second controller that I had was the FaZe Clan SCUF controller. Now actually what happened with that controller was the paddle fell off on the back. Like, just one day I was playing randomly, I was just going hard on Black Ops 3, and all of a sudden the paddle fell off. I'm like, what? So the paddle falls off, and then I asked them, hey, can you guys replace this? And they said it would be like $40 or something. So I was just like, all right, I'm not waiting a month and paying another $40 for something that's just whatever. Like, I'm not doing it. So at that point, I think I like blew it up like during 4th of July. I think we blew it up with some fireworks. I know you can replace like paddles and stuff, but I was just like, whatever. Like, the paddle wasn't working, as well as with like the R3 and L3, like that really wasn't working that well. So like the paddles weren't working, and the L3 like to run wouldn't run half the time. So I was just like, this is just worthless. It's nothing. Just like, let's blow it up, let's make a fun video, which, like, I think I have that video on my channel if you guys really want to go back and look at that. But this is actually my third personal SCUF controller. Now before this SCUF controller, we actually did an event this summer. It was the 1000 Nuke. Now a lot of you guys know me from that event. It was during this summer. We were like sponsored by SCUF. We were promoting them a lot on stream, and during that time, in the matter of a month, during the 24/7 live stream, we were going for 1000 nuclears in a 24/7 live stream in Black Ops 3. And during that time, I think we went through about 5 to 8 SCUF controllers, and all of those like controllers didn't break because it was our fault. It all broke because like malfunctions inside of the controller. Like the L3s weren't working, the R3s on some of them weren't working, and by that I mean like these joysticks right here. Also the back paddles, like this is a huge thing with SCUF controllers that I think a lot of you guys have problems with as well, is that the paddles will all of a sudden stop working. Like this, just the jump will just like one day just stop working, and like literally 5 controllers, just the paddles alone, were just broke because of that. Now this video really, like I said, isn't like trying to be like negative towards them. If anyone's watching this from SCUF Gaming, like, yo, I'm out here just really trying to like give you guys some constructive criticism here, because there's a lot of issues with this controller. Although they're really nice, but they're really expensive. Now what I'm gonna actually do in this video is tag them down, or tag them in the title. So if you guys could drop a like on the video, and if you guys have your Twitters linked to your YouTube accounts, it will tag them on Twitter. So guys, make sure to drop a like. I really want SCUF to see this video, because I think this video is actually going to be super good, and I'm going to give you guys a lot of like kind of like issues that SCUF controllers have, and I'm going to go through a lot because I've had SCUFs for years now, so I know a lot of the issues that are going on with these SCUF controllers. But with my SCUF this time around, okay, like I said before, the 1000 Nuke, we went through about 5 to 8 of them, and we also then sent, like, they literally were like, yeah, we were having issues with those SCUFs, like, it's all good, send it to us, we'll send it back for free. And that's exactly what they did. There was almost, I think it was 7 or 8 controllers that were broke from that one event that we did in like the first week. Okay, so we straight up sent it to SCUF, and then SCUF was like, yeah, like, we totally understand, like, something's going on with our product right now. Like, they were super cool about it, and then they just sent it back to us. We got them again, and this was one of the ones that we actually got back, which now obviously is broken. Now it's like, I took this controller apart, all right? I didn't break this. This was not broke because of rage. I was actually trying to do something, which I'll get into here just in a second. But alright, so now, like I said before, we're gonna get into this one, because I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, did Ninja break this one? Guys, I don't rage at Call of Duty anymore, alright? Sometimes you may see me go, god damn it, and hit some stuff, and swear a little bit, but I don't throw controllers anymore. I got past that stage. In my eyes, it's like, if I'm gonna throw a $180 controller, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm more pissed off now because I just broke a $180 controller. And that's another issue with this product is that they're so expensive. Okay, so for this controller specifically, I'm gonna throw a couple issues that this controller has. Now, if you guys, all right, you can tell that this is obviously broken, okay? And there's a reason to this, okay? Now, the other day, the charging port on this SCUF controller just completely would not accept a charge anymore, all right? It would not charge at all, okay? So I was thinking to myself, I have other controller. I was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my old controller. I'm gonna actually just, you know, take the old controller part, get the charging port from that old controller, and put it inside of my SCUF controller. And that's exactly what I was gonna do. I've taken apart multiple PlayStation 4 controllers before, so it's not like this was like my first ever one and I'm just straight up clueless of how to do this. Like, I know how to do this. Like, I have did this before. I've changed out a charging port before on regular controllers, like before I've had a SCUF and stuff like that. And what I was actually doing when that happened was, if you guys can see, you have screws on the back of your controller, okay? So I'll just show you guys this for now. You have, you know, one screw there, and then I think there's 2 screws right up here, like right around there. Every single controller has it. If you want to look at your controller right now, you'll actually see it. But on the 2 bottom like little screws, all right, I don't know how much that's gonna zoom in or how much it's really gonna be easy to see that, but I really want you guys to see this. It's gonna be hard, all right, but I'll kind of just more explain it, okay? So these screws, SCUF put stripped screws inside of this controller, meaning that I can't take these screws out. Like, I seriously, it was stripped and also rusty. Like, they were rusty screws and stripped. So they put in, you know, they were probably good screws at the time, but they put in some screws that were straight up stripped. And if you don't know what stripped is, it means, you know, you can't take it, like the threading on the screws are messed up to where you can't actually take it out because the threadings on the screws aren't good anymore. So they put stripped screws in the back of like this controller, okay? So there was, this one was stripped, which I eventually got out after just yanking it out, okay? And this one I can't even get out of the controller because it's so bad. Like, this is rusty. It's just so bad, okay? And I take care of these controllers. Like, I don't just throw them around and toss them, throw them on my floor, like throw them under my bed, like sleep with them. It's like, I literally will play with these and I'll set it on my like table, and the next day when I get up, you know, I'll pick it up from that spot and I'll play again. So it's not like I'm just throwing these around and I'm throwing these in water to where they're getting rusty. Like, they're straight up just getting rusty from just no reason. So first off, SCUF, you need to change your screws on your, obviously, controllers. I think they're too cheap. You need some stainless steel. Like, how expensive can that be, really? 4 little stainless steel controller, like little like screws, you could say. Stainless steel doesn't really rust, so if they could put those in their controller, that would be like ideal, okay? I don't think that'd be too expensive. I know stainless steel is a little expensive, but for $180, I think it's definitely worth it, okay? These controllers run up to like $150 to almost $230 to $40. Like, they can at least put like some stainless steel screwdriver or screws in there, because, like, come on, they can't be that expensive. So that's one issue that SCUF needs to change. Now, another one they have here is this right here, okay? So I take off, okay, so this right here, if you can see, is the little connector to this connects to a part to where then it makes the paddles on the back of the controller actually, like, you know, functionable or function. And why did I say functionable? What is that even a functionable? Is that even a word? I don't know, but you guys know what I'm saying. It makes these paddles work, okay? And as you can see, the second I take this apart, this literally just ripped. Like, I had to, so when I took this controller apart, first off, I couldn't get that one screw out, so I had to literally open it up like this with that one screw in it. So obviously that was a disadvantage right off the bat. And then when I did that, this straight up breaks and just rips right in half like that. So I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that is how cheap this is. Like, I open it and it just rips. And to be quite honest with you guys, like, look at this. Okay, this isn't the inside of a SCUF controller. It looks the same, okay? And I actually opened up one of my other, like a regular controller, and you guys will see that these controllers are identical, okay? Like, these controllers look the exact same, okay? And this controller, you know, is $50, and this controller is $200. And all the, like, inside of the controllers look all the same. Nothing's really different, like, at all. The only difference is obviously the paddles on the back of the controller. And at that point, it's like you're paying almost $200 for the same controller, but only with the paddles included on it, you know? So in my personal opinion, first off, Scuff, you need to do, like, the screws, that is terrible. Like, I can't even get apart my own controller to change out a charging port, which, like, this was the charging port. You know, you guys know what a charging port is on the PlayStation 4 controller. You obviously need this to charge your controller to obviously play with a controller, so I needed to change this, and I asked them, I was like, hey, how much would that be? And they said $50. So I was like, you know what, I'm not doing that. I'll just take it out of the controller, and I'll do that myself. So the charging port thing, you know, obviously came into, you know, breaking my Scuff at the end of the day, because this obviously doesn't work anymore, and when I opened it, that broke, and then I was just like, all right, whatever, I'm done with Scuff. So honestly, you guys, this video really wasn't trying to like rant about Scuff. It was just more like yo, I like Scuff. Like, the overall idea to this controller is solid. Like I really like this idea. It's really nice, feels comfortable. I would recommend a Scuff to everybody if they were actually quality, you know. Like, the product itself is a good idea, but the quality of the product is not good for what it's worth, you know. A Scuff controller can go up to 108, or go minimum of maybe like $160 to about $230. Okay, so at that point, you're almost, you got to be rocking with a controller that can't break so much. And I feel like these controllers, literally the life expectancy of these controllers, in my opinion, and if you guys have had your own Scuffs, I want you to comment yours down below if like your Scuff controller broke. I would probably say about 6 to 8 months, honestly. 6 months to a year, I would say, that these are actually expected to work. Like, I've never had a Scuff last me over like 6 months. So yeah, you guys, this was pretty much the video for today. I really just wanted to talk about this. Obviously, I'm not really just trying to like rant about Scuff. It's more like constructive criticism, like I said before. And you guys, I like Scuff controllers, all right? If honestly Scuff hit me up and like, yo, if you want to be sponsored, we'll like, honestly, I would be sponsored by Scuff. But in my opinion, like, I don't know if I could yet, because like, I just feel like they definitely need to, you know, improve their controller before I'm actually going to promote a controller that I know that doesn't work as well. So, you know, you have other controller companies like Battle Beaver, you got other honestly, you guys, if you are trying to improve in Call of Duty, and I know this video's been pretty long at this point, but I want to kind of just give you guys a tip here. If you don't have a Scuff controller and you don't have money for this, I totally can understand. Okay, right now I'm actually rocking with my default PS4 controller, and I'm doing just as fine. You know, I can still, you know, do pretty well. And one of the settings that I've actually realized that is really nice, and I don't know how many of you guys will like this, but I'll tell you guys, give this a go, because a lot of people in my stream said they really liked this layout after I told them about it. So try out Tactical Bumper Jumper. All right, Bumper Jumper Tactical. That's the button layout that I play on. And essentially what it is you jump with L1, and the specialist then is X and R1. So that's really the only difference. Okay, so you jump with L1, that's essentially your jump, and I feel like that's just really nice compared to, like, you know, jumping with X. I just feel like, you know, doing this is a lot easier than clicking X and, you know, taking your fingers off the joysticks and stuff. So that is my recommendation. If you guys don't have a Scuff controller, is definitely just use the default. Try out this if you guys are playing a lot of Call of Duty, you know, jetpacking CODs and stuff. It really helps out a lot. All right, you guys, so that is pretty much all I wanted to say for today's video, guys. Is just me kind of, you know, talking about the Scuff controller and, you know, its problems and stuff like that. Overall, I like the controllers. Guys, I was talking for so long that my camera just shut off, and we're back on. But I just wanted to quickly wrap this video up by just saying that these are the simple things that need to change with Scuff Gaming. I personally think the L3R3s, I think, you know, maybe like the motherboard that actually make those function maybe need to change, because those seem to actually like don't work half the time. Like, a lot of controllers that we've had in the past, those don't work a lot of times, like overusing it and time, you know, it just breaks over time. Another thing obviously is this. I think that is so stupid, the fact that they have this little cable just going right through the controller, and the fact that you can open that and it just rips in half, and that pretty much is just, it's donezo at that point, is another really dumb thing. As well as with the screws, like, I could not believe that I had like almost, it was like 3 rusty screws in the back of my controller. I'm like, dude, I had this for like 3 months and it's rusting already. Like, are you kidding me? Like, these have to be like the cheapest screws you could find. So it's pretty much, at the end of the day, you know, the product itself is not worth what it's actually, like, it's not worth $180 to $240. Okay, you guys, that's pretty much simply what I'm trying to say in this video, is that there's a lot of issues with this controller, and if these issues actually get resolved, honestly, I could definitely say Scuff controllers are awesome, because like, the product itself, really solid idea. I love the idea, but overall, like, the quality of the product is just lacking. Like, it's so bad. So I know this video was super long, but I just really needed to talk to you guys about this. And if you guys have watched this full video, I want you guys to comment down below #Scuff. All right, you guys, if you watch this whole video, I want to see the OGs who watched this whole video, and if you did, you guys are awesome. I truly appreciate it. All right, right? If you guys could drop a like, all right? I am also tagging Scuff in the title, so I need everybody to like this video because I really want, I want to see Scuff to, like, actually see this video and be like, all right, well, after taking that feedback, you know, we'll actually maybe change up a couple things with our controller. Now, obviously, that may not happen, but it's still worth a shot. So if Scuff, you are watching this video, you know, no hate to you guys, obviously. I just wanted to make this video to maybe get some, you know, feedback by Scuff and see what they maybe say about this, and maybe they can change it for the better, because I know there's a lot of people that use this controller like on a daily basis, and I just feel like, you know, the quality itself is not there so far. But you guys, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you guys for all watching. I appreciate you guys being here. This is like the longest I've ever talked consecutively before, like just on any video. So if you watch this whole video, like I said, hashtag Scuff. Also, like the video, you guys. Hopefully Scuff can see this, and if you guys do see this video, Scuff, I love you guys. You guys are a good company, but, you know, you just got to increase that, you know, quality of the product. So that is going to be it. Hope you guys did all enjoy. Peace out.